Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Paul Rosen here. Glad to be back on Road to the Games on the Disability Channel. It's been a while since we've been with you, but I am so glad to be back. You get your free subscription on Roku TV. Make sure you join in and follow along with us. You can tweet me at Rosen57. Love doing this. Love coming across the great web and letting everybody know the incredible things that are happening in the future with Road to the Games. We're going to be following a lot of incredible sports, a lot of great things coming up with a sledge hockey team, which I am obviously biased to. Our new associates, the Game On Glove. If you haven't seen that, it's pretty cool. I'm looking at my Game On Glove football with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. No Toronto Argonauts, but then again, the Toronto Argonauts really aren't a team at the moment, even though they do put the uniform on. That's an inside Toronto joke for you out there. And the New York Rangers glove here, Game On Glove, will be doing some great things for us as we progress. Once again, Road to the Games. I'm Paul Rosen, your host on the Disability Channel. We're going to have a great show today. My good friend Nicco Cararelli is the voice of the CWHL. Going to talk sports, going to talk hockey, of course, but baseball, the World Series, and a little bit about women's hockey, which is rising every day. Some incredible talent out there all across the world. So for Road to the Games and Disability Channel, Paul Rosen, we will be back in a few moments.
My grandson used to have terrible posture when he played his video games. So I started using the app collar as a training tool to teach him how he is supposed to sit while playing his games. And now he sits up straight. But it's time to train his friends. And the best part is, now my grandson is doing the training.
Hello everyone, Lawrence Rinke here with New Bandage Technology. We were at the Ocala Equine Hospital today with Dr. Bloomer for a short tour and a great opportunity for New Bandage Technology.
So we're going to roll the bandage up. Yep. The eyelid and the eyeball looks away from the patient. Perfect. Okay. You get it past the big spot, and then you can let the horse's leg down. Nice job, okay. And let's say we want to use it on.
I'm thinking, yeah, right there on in this area.
Oh, in this area?
Yeah, that's going to be a carpal wound of some kind, knee wound.
And of course, it can be high, low, or medium compression. Make sure all the holes are even and consistent size. And you've got even and consistent pressure all the way through with no pressure points. Right? You can move the bandage down, address the wound, clean the wound, and then just bring it right back up again. If you want to adjust the bandage and you want it a little higher, you can bring it up and right back down again. If you want it higher, you can bring it right back up again. And down. So you can keep adjusting it until it's perfect. Take it off. You start with the palms to the fingers. Stay in contact with it, palms to fingers. Oh, thank you. And of course, a little assistance is always nice. If you want to take it loose, take it away. And we've got a higher compression 2x10 solid. We're going to roll it up into a tight donut shape. And this one will be a little more difficult to get on. But again, the eyelid, the eyeball. With assistance, we can get it out. Right? And then stay in contact with it, palms, and up. Palms, and up, palms. Stay in contact. Push it up. When it unloads, you simply bring it down. Now you can see you got a tighter fit here.
I like the way that looks, I really do.
This is called cinching. If I want to bring this together, bring this joint together, I would cinch it by pulling it up, and I would cinch it by pulling it down. What that does is, because this bandage wants to go back to its original shape, it's pulling that joint back together, acting like an assist.
Life has a way of throwing you curveballs. Sometimes you're lucky enough to see it coming. Other times it just hauls off and hits you in the face without warning. When my second child was born and turned out to be special needs, that was a curveball that neither my first wife nor I saw coming. However, it's not the fact that life saw fit to hit us with this challenge that matters. It's the daily struggle to adapt and overcome that makes us who we are. Being both a blended family and one with a special needs child definitely makes some days a real challenge to navigate successfully. It takes a full measure of teamwork from everyone involved to make the family work. Most days, we don't have it all together, but together, we have it all.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Paul Rosen back again with the Road to the Games on the Disability Channel. And I am so excited to have my guest on today, Nicco Cararelli. Nicco's been an up-and-coming rising star in the sport community, color commentator, play-by-play guy. He actually does a little of everything. That's why I have so much respect for him, because it is it's one thing to do one thing, but to branch off and be able to be good at so many things. Nicco, welcome to Road to the Games.
Well, thanks for having me on, and thank you for that incredibly kind introduction. I don't think anyone's ever spoken so highly of me, so I guess I'll have to send you a check in the mail or something. Thanks, buddy.
Not even your mother?
Well, I mean, she's been known to creatively criticize me once or twice, but
Nothing.
I'll just say that officially, in a professional sense, that's maybe the kindest introduction I've ever gotten.
I appreciate that. You know, I mean it. So, Nicco, there's a lot of things going on in sport right now. Before we get into the World Series, which just ended, and I thought personally was the best World Series I've seen in, I'm 56. I'm going back probably 20 years since I've seen something so exciting over a 7-game stretch. But let's talk a little CWHL. I am a huge fan. For everybody out there that knows me, Paul Rosen, host of Road to the Games I'm a big fan of women's hockey all over the world. As a sled hockey goalie, I've had the opportunity to be on the ice with Sammy Jo Smalls and Vicky Sanahara's, Haley Wickenheiser, some of the best. So first of all, why don't you tell the audience how you got into being the voice of the CWHL and where it's going, Nicco?
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, I'm incredibly honored to continue to work with the Canadian Women's Hockey League. It's a professional organization that, in many ways, is still setting a trail in terms of the path of the future. And you talk about where it can grow, and I'll get to that. But it's funny. You ask how I happened to get involved, and it really was happenstance. It was my last year of broadcasting school at Niagara College in Welland, and I've been doing a fair amount of junior B and junior C, CWHL, different types of hockey in the area. And one of my profs came to me and said, we've got this great volunteer opportunity. The Canadian Women's Hockey League is playing their Clarkson Cup Championship in Niagara Falls, and they're looking for some play-by-play guys. Are you interested? And immediately I jumped at that opportunity, and I guess I must have done something all right, because they've been stuck with me ever since. And it's been 4 going on 5 seasons now in the CWHL, and I truly am so incredibly thankful to be able to work with such a great league and such great athletes, and specifically with the Toronto Furies and the Brampton Thunder. I mean, they're top quality organizations. They really know what they're doing, and they treat everybody great.
Yeah.
In terms of the growth, women's hockey, it's got there really is no end to where it can go. The league is getting exponentially more popular. We've seen that in terms of the numbers we get for the streaming of the games, in terms of people showing up to the games. No, this is a huge season. This is the 10th anniversary of the CWHL, and it really is proving to be stronger than ever. And I think it's a very bright future going forward. I think it's evident when you look at the rosters this season. There's so many young rookies on all 5 teams this year, and a number of those first-year players representing Team Canada at the 4 Nations Cup right now. So, I really do genuinely believe that there's a very bright future ahead for the CWHL and women's hockey in general.
So, Nicco, for the person, the pessimist out there, and I'm a very optimistic guy, as you are, but let's just say for the pessimist out there, I was at the game last week, Toronto and Brampton, solid 2-0 win for Brampton. But the person that turns on the TV, sees women's hockey, and only sees Canada-US, and I think the other countries are really coming on strong, the Finlands and Swedens and Russias, and we saw a couple of Japanese players playing now in the CWHL. For that person who says, well, is it going to be a Canada-US game forever? What do you say to that?
Well, I mean, listen, there's no beating around the bush when it comes to women's hockey in terms of competitive scale across the globe. The gap is closing. Obviously, it's still a bit of a 2-horse race right now, but the gap is closing, and the rate at which it's closing, when you compare it to other Olympic sports, women's hockey is becoming more competitive year by year at a faster rate than other highly regarded sports. Like if you look at men's basketball, for instance, I mean, that's a 1-horse race. You already know it's just the dream team, Team USA, and that's it. There is no competition. So you're right, Paul. Countries like Russia, specifically Sweden, they've taken huge steps in terms of improving their women's hockey programs. And you're right, the CWHL is helping in that regard as well. Calgary this year, for the first time, we've got a Mexican national team player in the CWHL. So Calgary this season has a Russian national team player. They have a Japanese national team player and a Mexican national team player. So, while there is still a gap that needs to be closed in terms of competing with Canada and the U.S., I do think that the rest of the countries are making steady progress. And I do think, 25, 30 years down the road from now, we are going to see a far more even playing field. And it honestly wouldn't surprise me at all if, maybe within the next 2 or 3 Olympics, we potentially see an upset where we have a gold medal winner in women's hockey that's not
Yeah, I think that would be the great. And obviously, being bleeding Canadian blood, I am biased to always wanting the Canadians to win. But it is the best thing for the game, as you know, and anybody that follows the game of sled hockey knows that one of the greatest things for the game was in Vancouver, the Japanese team upsetting the Canadian team. Now, from that point on, there is so many. Japan didn't even qualify for the Sochi Games. You have the Russians put a ton of money, and it all comes down to money and grassroots and growing the game. And that's why I think the women's game is going to go to some incredible lengths to make other countries as solid as possible. Nicco, the voice of the CWHA, CWHL, pardon me, if you get an opportunity, you're out there in the Greater Toronto area, you want to go see a real good game for a real good value. You're talking $15, $20 a ticket. You want to go see some great up and coming stars. Go out there, and if you do go to a game, whether it's Brampton or Toronto, Calgary, Montreal, who am I missing? Boston?
Yeah,
Boston. Go to the broadcast booth and say hi to Nicco Cararelli. You'll be excited to see the passion this guy has in his voice for every game, and that's what it's all about. That's what I love about Road to the Games. I love about the Disabled Channel is the fact that we are out there to promote all sports, no matter how big, how small, whether they're in Toronto, in Russia, in China, it doesn't make a difference where, what, when. We're here to get everybody playing a sport, and it doesn't have to be at the Olympic level. Nicco, baseball, what a year baseball this year. And, obviously, the Toronto people were a little upset that the Jays didn't win it all, but talk a little bit about your feelings on it. And I did, for anybody that wants to, I did call the Cubs in 7. I'm not saying that to be a big shot. I didn't win a nickel. Nobody's coming after me to say you're the greatest. But I did, before the game started, say Cubs in 7. Was a little worried. And you know what? I couldn't lose, Nick, because the Cleveland Indians, what a class organization. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was an interesting World Series, and for me personally, it's funny. I thought the first couple of games, the first two specifically, were a little bit lackluster, and I don't know if that's just because of, I guess the hangover, the emotional letdown of the Jays being eliminated by Cleveland, and as a personal aside, I do some work for a company called Dome Productions, and I'm afforded the opportunity to do some really cool work with clients like Sportsnet, and I was at field level for a majority of the home Jays playoff games. So being that close to it, and then having to be totally removed and kind of watching from a distance with your team being out of it, for me personally, it kind of started off slow. But as that series went along, and especially the last 3 games, game 5, 6, and 7, I mean, so much drama, so much action, so many ups and downs within that game. Within all 3 of those games, it was an unbelievable World Series at the end. I think even the most casual of fans ended up getting wrapped up in that, just because, when you look at the storylines there, the Chicago Cubs, a team that hadn't won the championship in 108 years, I don't think there's a single sports fan on earth that couldn't, it did feel a little bit in their heart, did get a little bit excited for those fans, and then, the way that game 7 ended, or even started, right from, the very first at bat, where you get the leadoff home run, first time in the World Series game 7 where the leadoff batter strikes with a homer to get the game going. Right away, I was hooked, and that was something else. I'm by no means a Cubs fan, but I'll tell you that's a World Series I don't think anyone will forget for quite a while.
No.
Paul, I don't know if you've seen it, but excuse me. I think it was the Cubs, and they had been Nike. They came out with a Harry Carey commercial, and essentially what they did was they took a whole bunch of his old calls, very creatively edited it together, so it sounds like Harry Carey is calling the final out in the World Series win. I'll have to send you the link, buddy, because it's really quite one of the best commercials I think I've ever seen, and it speaks to the passion that those fans have.
Absolutely, and I would love to. I love to see it. A huge Harry Carey guy. You know, Vin Scully. I'm of the age of remembering those guys, and there's very few broadcasters that can tell a game. That's one thing I love about baseball. If you get a real good broadcaster, Dan Schulman's my favorite Toronto boy. Is where you can watch the game, you can listen to it on the radio, and you can actually be transported into the outfield where you're a part of the game. That's what I love about the game. But I ask you a question. I just heard this morning. What your thoughts are on it, Nicco? The Cubs win the World Series, fantastic. 1908. You know, Chicago is going absolutely insane. Bartman, our good buddy, who sort of was ostracized, alienated, and sent to live in a foreign land. They're talking about, I don't know if you've heard this or whether it's true, but they're talking about being so forgiving that they want him to open up next season where the Cubs will get their rings and throw out the opening pitch. If that happens? What do you think about that? You think maybe a little too much?
You know what? Personally, I really think that's a classy gesture by the team. I don't know how much validity there is to it, but if it is true, I really hope they would act on that and make a gesture like that. At least give him the option. If he doesn't want to do it, well, that's fair. But by the team extending that offer, I think it's a really classy move because, I mean, let's be frank, we've all gone to a ball game, or I guess those of us who've been lucky enough to check out a ball game. If you're in the stands, you're getting caught up in the moment, and you see that potentially foul ball coming. Yeah, it's kind of hard not to reach out, and I sort of feel for the guy because really it could have been anybody in the stadium reacting that way. It just happened to be him in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and he gets vilified. I mean, he gets completely ostracized for it, and now that the quote unquote curse has been lifted and they won their championship. Even if it ends up being another 108 years before Cubs fans get to celebrate another World Series victory, which I highly doubt that would be the case. But even if that were the case, I don't think they would hold any ill will against Steve Bartman coming back to throw out the first pitch. I think it's a really classy idea and a nice gesture. And I definitely hope the team goes through with it. Yeah. Because, again, it could have been any fan. And that's ultimately all he is, just a big fan. And, we get caught up in the moment. So I think that was unfortunate. But looking back on it, you can't help but chuckle a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, and I think I kind of look at things a little to the back end of it, and try to find another story. I still think the Todd, and we're not going to get into this right now. Maybe another show. The whole Todd Bertuzzi incident with Steve Moore. I think Tony Granato, who was the coach of the Avalanche, Colorado Avalanche at the time, he didn't take his just cause for being a part of that by putting more on the ice at the time. That's another story. So in the baseball sense of it, I think Moises Alou, who was the outfielder, if you remember, that had the little incident with Bartman, he made it worse by looking right at the camera and pointing Bartman out right away. So it was it could have been a little easier on the kid's life. Chicago's got their title now. I don't want to hear about it anymore. We'll see if they can repeat next year. That'll be the tough one. Only the Yankees. We got to go back to the Yankees of 98, 99, and 2000. The great Yankees who won the triples. But let's get in our last little segment here. Let's get into hockey. We are Canadian. This is what we love. Nicco, what do you think of the NHL so far, and specifically the 7 Canadian teams who we had not one make the playoffs last year, and at this particular moment, we look like we could have 3 or 4 possibly sneaking into the playoffs, with the Montreal Canadiens obviously leading the league.
Well, that's exactly it, Paul. When you look at the 7 Canadian NHL teams, how can you not like Montreal's chances of getting in this year? And, who's to say how many teams actually qualify for the playoffs? But certainly, as long as Carey Price stays healthy, Montreal should easily end up in the postseason. But yeah, there could end up being another couple Canadian teams in there as well. Vancouver had a pretty decent start, maybe coming back to earth a little bit right now, but happy with the performance of this team so far. You analyze that roster a little bit. I think there were quite a few unknowns coming into this season. Now, Willie Nylander, nothing more than a cup of coffee in the show last year, and as promising as he looked, he wasn't a proven commodity. You really didn't know what you had. And this year he's shown that he is a game-in, game-out player. He brings it every single night. So I think, internally they're thrilled with his season so far. I think you look at Austin Matthews, certainly we were all a little bit giddy at him coming to Toronto, being that sorely needed big body in the middle that the Leafs have lacked maybe since Matt Sundin. I'm not saying that he's a bona fide star yet, but he's certainly got captain potential written all over him. You can draw a number of comparisons between his style to guys like Jonathan Toews or Kopitar, just real solid guys that you want to lead your team. And then Mitch Marner, maybe the biggest unknown of the three. He's been absolutely spectacular. Of course, last night's game, producing big time for the Leafs and really just asserting himself on this roster right out of training camp. I don't know that the Leafs are necessarily a playoff team this year. I mean, Freddie Anderson's starting to come into his own a little bit more. If he can stay hot throughout the duration of the season, then maybe they have a chance. I think they're still a little shallow on the back end, and that can be addressed, but there's still room to grow. But I certainly think the future it's building in the right way. I think the future is bright for the Maple Leafs. I think a couple of the Canadian teams that might be trending in the wrong direction right now. Ottawa Senators, I think this is going to be a tough year for them, and it's not just demanding and taxing. It's already a tough year for them emotionally, and you have to be impressed with the way Craig Anderson has composed himself and has performed since the news that his wife is battling cancer. But I think there's just maybe some strained emotions in that room, just a tough vibe right now. And, it'll be interesting to watch them and see if they can persevere.
Yeah.
Calgary, a little bit, I'm not sure what to make of them at this point in the season. And Edmonton, my goodness, what a start. I mean, their best start since the Gretzky era, basically. It'll be really interesting to see if they can keep up that pace. I do expect a bit of a fall off, especially in the back end. I mean, Talbot's been great between the pipes, but I don't think he can keep that up all year long. But, man, as long as Connor McDavid continues to progress away, you have to like Edmonton's future going forward as well.
Wow, just that's what I love about you, Nicco Cararelli, the voice of the CWHL. I asked you what you thought of the Canadian teams, and boom, you leveled it out for me. All 7 teams. You gave me a little bit on all 7 teams. That was fantastic. I do think, as a Toronto boy, that the Leafs are going in the right direction. Massive Mitch Marner fan, as I am a massive OHL fan. His great years with the London Knights was fantastic. And you want to see some good hockey, you go down and watch some Canadian hockey. Watch the Canadian League, the Western League, the Q or the O, and you'll see some great teams. Nicco, this has been fantastic. We've been talking to Nicco Cararelli, the voice of the CWHL. It's Road to the Games. I'm your host, Paul Rosen, on the Disability Channel. You can get us for free subscription on Roku TV. Once again, I want to thank our new associates from Game On Glove, which is sitting right in front of me. Pretty cool new idea, and you'll be hearing from them as we move on. Nicco, how can you to wrap this segment of Road to the Games? Somebody wants to see you or get a hold of you. How can they do it?
Yeah, absolutely. If anyone ever wants to connect with me, follow some of the work I'm doing, I'm on social media. You can hit me up on Twitter or on Instagram at Bro Behind the Mic. Or you can check out my website, NiccoCararelli.com. And I always encourage people to get in touch. Happy to discuss whatever might be on your mind. I mean, we love sports, so you know me. I'm happy to rap with anybody. But yeah, Bro Behind the Mic or NiccoCararelli.com.
Perfectly, and we'll put that up on the screen. We got the guys behind the glass that are waving at me right now. They will. We got some great technical boys here. They'll put everything up so everybody can see it. Once again, Paul Rosen, Road to the Games. It is a true honor and privilege, and I say that 100%. It is a true honor and privilege to come to your computers all over the world and let you know about the great things that are happening in the world of disability. I call it the world of ability. Yeah, I know I'm missing my leg, but man, I've had some incredible opportunities since I lost my leg. Continue to watch us on Disability Channel. We will be blowing your mind over the next little while. Road to the Games will be back again. Nicco, thank you so much. Until we meet again, this is Paul Rosen saying good night.
Well, not anybody can be a PSW. It takes someone truly special to be a personal support worker. So PSWs, when they get together, they understand each other the best. So, you know, like the association at OPSWA, we are a family. PSWs run the association, so who better to understand what PSWs go through but their peers. So I believe that, you know, PSWs need to have that center of gravity. They need to have that circle of care so that they're better able to produce and provide quality of care for those that they care for every day. This summer, we're actually going to be hosting a seminar on autism. It's a 4-part series on autism. So we have an IBI therapist named Tammy who is going to be coming and teaching our PSWs as to what to look for, how to work with these individuals. You know, what is a high functioning person with Asperger's as opposed to somebody who is a low functioning autism. So it's going to be very important for PSWs to learn these strategies because the field is hot and PSWs are that ticket. PSWs should definitely come to our conference because it's important for PSWs to get to know their peers and to interact with their peers. I think it's really important because so many PSWs work by themselves and they kind of feel lost in the big crowd of PSWs or a big crowd of the healthcare field. So at this conference, they're able to communicate with other PSWs, learn new things, what's happening in the field. They get to interact with their professional association, and you know, best of all, they get to celebrate who they are as a PSW and feel celebrated.
Hello, I'm Lawrence with New Bandage Technology, and we're here with Brian.
Hi, my name is Brian Frost. I'm a physical therapist with core rehabilitation and sports medicine. And we're here with Sophia. Sophia's been using the New Bandage Technology. Here she's a post-op ACL reconstruction about 3.5 to 4 weeks out from her surgery. And I've really seen the New Bandage has made a dramatic impact in its recovery time, allowing to accelerate her recovery speed and get her back into the exercises that are more functional for her, thereby allowing her to regain her muscle use and activation. The biggest thing that's done for her is that it's minimized the swelling post-operative and allowed her quad muscle to stay active so that we didn't have to spend the first 4 to 6 weeks of therapy reactivating the quad and stabilizing the knee. We've been able to do that in with just a few sessions, and it also gives her that compression that she needs so that she can move forward with these exercises. And that's exactly what you would want from a device like this.
Brian, thanks so much.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
I'd like to share with you today new and exciting technology in wound care and a revolutionary way for you to treat your patients. My name is Lawrence Rinke, inventor at New Bandage Technology. Let's take a closer look. New Bandage is a one-piece, mold-injected thermoplastic elastomer that holds sub-bandages and other medical devices in place without the use of tapes, adhesives, or fasteners. New Bandage is not absorbent. It's hand washable, it's sanitizable, it's fast, reliable, and easy to apply. New Bandage is an excellent strategy for burns, skin grafts, wound care, and perfect for our elderly and our children. There's no fasteners, no buckles, no tapes, no adhesives, there's no latex, there's no discomfort, and it's waterproof. Unlike traditional cloth bandages that trap body heat and perspiration, New Bandage allows for excellent airflow with easy access and visibility to the affected area. And it's perfect for patients who have vascular and sensitive skin issues.
We always recommend to use a non-adherent cotton dressing between the new bandage and the skin for additional comfort and moisture control. So easy to apply. New Bandage is a padded bandage system. Clean and dress affected area. Hold New Bandage vertically and open the top end with both hands. Roll the bandage up, creating a donut shape. Stretch the bandage from the center and place over affected area. Roll the bandage over the dressing. Adjust the bandage so the air holes are equal in size and shape. Ensure that new bandage is centered over the affected area. New bandage, the ideal choice.
I invite you to visit us at our website at newbandage.com.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Paul Rosen here again on the road to the games for the Disability Channel. You can get us free subscription. I said free. Yes, I did. Not a lot of things in this world are free, but this is free subscription on Roku TV. Thank again our new associates, the Game On Glove. Looking at it right now, it's pretty cool actually. You put your drink in it. We got the Game On Glove. That is an actual glove with the New York Rangers, but I'm sure they come in all the different teams in the NHL. We have the football here with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and once again, I'm sure they have all the teams that you love. Everybody has the opportunity to follow their own team. I follow my teams, and I have never been upset with somebody that does not agree with my opinion on my team. So one of the many things I love about being a part of the Disability Channel is we are here for everyone. All over the world, no matter where you are, you tune us in and you can see some unbelievable shows with people who have disabilities, who have overcome so many things, and we'll talk to you about anything, whether it's sport or politics, gardening, social media. It doesn't matter. There will be a show on this channel about almost anything you need. Paul Rosen, once again, honor and privilege being in your room at any particular time. The Disability Channel, Road to the Games, will be back again. Until then, it's always a pleasure, and have a great day.